that didn't inspire my crew, their approach, because we definitely looked at the way Avery and Natural Elements were breaking, more like a musicality approach to it, and they were more so like burning. Not like they were heavy battle cats, traveling and battling hard, and that's what their whole style was developed on, that battle. But that inspired far. You know, the guys from France, I definitely know were biting it. That dude Flubber and them guys came back and Rhapsody. I was like, what is this? You know, I mean, it's the same thing. I would say Benji probably got the same introduction to his style from that too. It looks very similar to me. But that to me is three distinctive styles. But I don't. It's funny when
what's like and then I want to get to Booda because I know you had a little bit more to add on it. What is like, just to be concrete, and then we're going to move to my last question and answer, like, get a couple questions from y'all and then we got to wrap it up. But like, what is a move that, maybe not all, but like a lot of DVC members do, or like, I don't know, you know, maybe it's, I understand that everyone's an individual, but like, you know, you kind of vibe off each other and some people get a similar this or that. And I'm just curious if you have anything to point to, and the answer could also be no, there's nothing, you know?
Yeah.
The energy, and that I can definitely vouch for, yeah.
Something like that to describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing, soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, our main thing in Baltimore is having soul. Everything is, because it's an inner thing to me. Dancing to the beat and being creative. What we did, we created as we went along. One thing we didn't do, we didn't really, a lot of things weren't rehearsed. And we created things on the spot. And we probably never even did before because of that musicality and soul.
I think too, in those times you danced for so long, your club, you would get there 11 at night and didn't leave till 6 in the morning. So you would be in a corner doing, you know, whatever. Now everybody's so rehearsed, trying to remember sets and deliver this perfect thing that it limits them in that feeling sometimes. So like, you know, it's hard to get loose if you're constantly focusing on what you're gonna do. And I think that's the biggest difference, you know, between.
When you're dancing in a circle, that energy is flowing like this, and they're giving it to you. And back then, everything was about the cipher. And everything had to be on the spot. And we danced for a very long time. So, you would make up something. You'll feel it. It'll come to you because everybody's giving you the energy, whether it's from your crew or somebody that's really coming against you. It's all energy, and it's going to flow like that. You're going to feed off the next person. You know, whether somebody's doing something, you know, so you see it, and the energy, you want to take that and flip it. You'll flip it on the spot.
You know, some of the best dancing would come, like, the guy that influenced my crew, Avery, would always say his favorite dancer was Booda, and I was like, no, how can that be? You're the best. There ain't no other best. You're the best. Then I got to see Booda. Then I got to see Booda at a house club, and I got to see who the hell Booda Monk really is. Mm-hmm. And because that club didn't end till late at night, and I got to see this guy dance for hours and hours and hours, and you just, dude, how many people do that anymore? Nobody does that anymore. They barely dance at the gyms now.
And part of my setting this stuff up, you know, in the way that I do is to kind of get that out of people. It's like, let's do ciphers. Let's do ciphers and then cipher prelims and keep the jam short and then go to an after party. And it's just like, you know, some people, you know, if they have the kind of mentality of like, I don't understand, or like, oh, why isn't there more of a bracket or this and that? It's like, that's the whole point. And it is kind of like, in a sense, to pay homage to the degree that I experienced up in the city. I want people to be in a position to be able to experience that as well. And a lot of times at events, if people are just going to breaking events, they're not going to have the opportunity to get loose in a cipher, to get loose in the corner for hours, to do that kind of thing. Stop, start, stop, start, stop. Like, kills all the energy, and like that's a big inspiration. You know, seeing y'all get down, you know, historically, just like seeing how you guys approach it is like, you know, why I want to do things a certain way, and it's like maybe that'll influence some
I heard
people
last
to
night was off the
like,
hook.
you know, keep. Was that?
I heard last night was off the hook.
I'm sorry.
We have fun. We have fun. Oh, and one thing I want to add
Yeah.
is, it's one person I'm gonna share with you. It's one person in my life I would say that really inspired my style, from like '87 on. And his name, he's from I think New Jersey. His name was Fendi. Fendi inspired my style.
You gotta tell him what videos he did.
Fendi was the dancer for EPMD.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And he was in So What You Saying. He choreographed a lot of videos, LB Shore, Father MC, the list goes on and on. He danced with his name, Marquez. Marquez, he danced with him, Puffy. But anyway, he was a big choreographer that nobody could ever figure out, you know, anything about him. He was very quiet. He'd come to the club with his backpack and just get down and destroy everybody from New York to New Jersey. You know, he was on. If you want to go look him up, he was on Party Machine. He was on Rap Mania. But anyway, that guy right there, the person that I watched, and I loved his style, and I just wanted to like, you know, take bits and pieces and twist it around and make my own, you know, and create something from that. So I added that style into everything that I did, which became a part of me. And the rest was history. Whether it was breaking, whether it was popping, breaking, anything that I did, that flavor was right there. My body, my fingers, to the way I positioned my body. I studied day and night. I studied day and night on how to be creative with that style and not look like him.
And that's ill. That said, that just made me think of something. Shogun, your biggest influence. I'm gonna get to Toyz.
I guess visually, if I see him breaking, I would think Avery was the best. And it wasn't because he did the most moves or he had this ridiculous vocabulary. It was like, he was like a star, for real. Like his personality, the way he carried himself, the way he dressed, he just was incredible. And he was a pit bull. If you wanted to battle, he had power and stuff. He would just do like these flips off the walls. He would, if he just did a knee break, it would be like how he set it up. Like, it's a simple move. You just step and, no, not when he did it. He did it and you were just like, holy shit, one day I want to look like that. Like, he would just had the ultimate style.
I second that. I second that view, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, if you can come to appreciate that now because you're looking at air flares and one-handed whatevers, but, you know, I'm just looking at such a small piece and I can take something so small and it still sticks in my head to this day. Like, I can't do it. Dude, the guy just was an incredible person. Like, I felt like he was like Rakim, but a b-boy. Like, just when Rakim comes on, you just know he's official. And that's the way he carried it all the time. And I have a little bit of footage of him, but nothing does justice because if you're not there at those certain times late in the night with the clubs, you'll never know. You just can't be that environment. You can't get it from a video clip. You can only get it from being there all night at a club, and it's like almost euphoric sometimes, you know. And you watch these guys, they get there like wind, and you just see them take off, and you're just like. But there's a couple of my people in my crew who can do that. He's one of them, and Loco is the other one. JP is pretty nasty.
Toyz,
legit.
biggest influence or a big
Thank you. My main influence would be
or an inspiration.
my main mentor would be like my biggest influence. and I don't know if everyone here knows his like abilities. His name's LT. You know.
It blows me away that he is your idol. Because goddamn, your foundation is so ridiculously tight, and I just can't believe you come from him, who is not saying like he is a blow up machine, and not to say that you can't do that, but your footwork approach I would never say that would be your idol.
He was so I mean, but like one of my strengths as a b-boy, like when I first started, like everyone knew me for like my ability to like stack freezes, but all that came
From him.
So that was my main foundation. But then just traveling with my brother and stuff, I picked up everything else. Yeah, he didn't have the greatest footwork, but he had like really crazy ideas, just really crazy ideas.
Yeah.
And to pretty much since there's pretty much zero footage of him, for those who are curious. So like, if you guys are aware of a b-boy from France by the name Benji, like a lot of his moves are actually like not really his moves. They were taken from, so Benji used to be in stateside and used to train with people in America. He trained with Style Elements, but he also trained with my crew a long time ago, and he bit a lot. Yeah, I don't care. But like he took a lot of moves from my crew, or he was inspired by my crew. But not saying he took moves directly from LT, but if you look at the way Benji does like blow-ups and stuff, that's like
Similar.
incredibly similar. Like
And
almost like the exact same style.
And I think there's like a video going around a little while ago of like, you know, Lilu, which maybe more people would know Lilu than Benji, and there's a lot of video of Lilu going around of his moves, and then a cut to Benji's moves, and they were very similar, but I don't want to say very similar, like straight up, it looked like they were bit. So, you know, I'm not saying it, I'm just like, that's what I saw on the footage. But, you know, so that kind of lineage of that, some of that style, it's not like it all comes from it, but it's like, it is interesting to know that there's some of like, you know, those roots from around here that are the cause of that. So basically, we're the reason for Lilu's success. All right, it's been a great time. All right, so we gotta end it, y'all. Last thing, I want like, you know, because I know all of us have a lot of really awesome things to say, and you already said, I want to thank all you guys for being here and being able to like come through and make this happen. Can you give like a 2-sentence, like, just because sometimes I feel like, you know, there's a lot of scrutiny put on the new scene, you know, things are different now. This is never not going to be different. It's always going to be different when generations, you know, progress. And with that said, is like, you know, what are either some words of encouragement or just like some advice, in, you know, as short as possible for the newer generation that's hearing your stories and like, man, that sounds dope, you know, but like, what's your advice to like those newer dancers coming up? In like 4 sentences.
I tell you what, just be yourself. Don't care about what anybody else is doing. Dig deep and just create. You know, be an individual and not a robot.
I can say specifically, there's 2 representatives here, Isaac and Evan. They're 2 little shorties coming up, and I'm just proud. I don't know about this 20-some-year-old group, but I know these guys are all being taught or coming under the flag. It seems like most of the 90s b-boys are now teaching this young generation, and man, y'all are dope. You're doing it the right way, man. Respect. That's what's up.
I don't know. Words of encouragement.
Come on, there's got to be a positive thought somewhere.
Always wear your seatbelt. Go to school. I would say just, I mean, Booda covered the main thing. It's just, there's such a large, like, resource out there for like with the internet and social media, like it's easy to kind of get lost in the sauce. So just experiment, do your own thing. There's no such thing as a wrong thing in breaking. But oh, actually, the one thing I will say is always like study the fundamentals. That's like, if you look at all the dancers, it doesn't matter which style, it could be modern, tap, whatever. The ones that like are able to like still dance like late into like their like 50s, 60s, 70s are the ones that have like a very, very strong foundation. And I feel like a lot of people get lost with that. They focus too much on, you know, high technical moves. It may seem boring, but if you want to become a better dancer in general, not just like a famous one that wins a lot of competitions, if you want to just actually be a good dancer, you should always work on your fundamentals. And I think that's very important. I'm like not 100%, but I'm like 99.9% repeating positive that like all the veterans in here and the older heads here will agree with that. Like there's always more to learn when it comes to fundamentals.
Word. And I'll add my 2 cents in there from a DJ's perspective, but who's also been breaking 20 years, you know, is that, can y'all close that door real quick? I'm about to finish here. You know, is just to fall in love with the music is really not that crazy. I think that, you know, like you said, you're making generalizations that I think are probably pretty fair, that they're shared amongst the people that have been doing this a while. And I think another thing that is shared amongst any of the people in the room that have been doing this, you know, even 10, but 15, 20 plus years, something like that, is that we all love the music. Like we like truly love this music. You hear it and it makes you want to move, you know, you feel the messages, all that kind of stuff. And they would not have gotten to the point that they're at if they didn't. And so I think that instead of sometimes focusing on just what the movement is, just focus on, you know, listen to the songs, listen to how it moves you, and maybe that's not like the craziest, biggest, you know, blow up or whatever, but that is, you know, maybe a little bit more true to yourself. And at the same time, it's just like that experience is unmasked. Yeah, I think we all, those of us music lovers, which should be almost all of us, it's just you can't describe it, you can't put it into words, but that would be, you know, all I would suggest is really love the music. And part of that means, you know, look for your own music, research it, really figure out what you like, you know, and there's a giant world and a lot of resources out there right now for that. So anyway,
Break the rules within the rules.
that's it. But yo, I want to give, again, a big thanks to Booda Monk, Shogun, and Toyz. Can y'all give it up for them real quick? We went a little bit over, so what we gotta do is, everyone needs to clear out of here, please, as quickly as possible. Grab your stuff and just head out, because we gotta get these chairs out and set it up for doors opening, which is in like 20 minutes.
Minutes for everyone.